Welcome to the Draft Board Hockey Show. My name is Mark from NHL Draft Pros and my boy Linc from New Wave Hockey. How we doing, sir?
We're doing fantastic given the recent few days. I guess we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna jump right into it.
Here, let me take this off.
Oh boy.
Let me take that off. Wearing my little
boys in
scarf
blue
there with the old Canada insignia on there, eh? Hey?
The boys in blue didn't get it done.
Hockey Canada right there. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, but I will say, for those who are watching the game, and for me staying up till 6 a.m. to do so, USA was really close. We were there. We were arguably there. Jordan Binnington.
Listen, it was a great game. It was a fun game to watch. I went to my buddy's bar, and it was packed. And let me tell you something. The vibes were unreal. Like, people were going bonkers every time there was a goal. Well, Canada goal, obviously, we're in Canada. And it was, whoa, it was fun. I tell you something. It was, my brother was in Mexico. He said the bar was packed, a bunch of Canadians and Americans. They were going crazy too. You know what? What a fun, just a good little mini tournament. I thought it was awesome. I didn't expect it to be like this intense. Like, I mean, even like, we talked about the first game there, the fights, the hitting in that last game was unreal too. Like, Tkachuk was flying. Brady Tkachuk was killing people out there. It was great. Yeah. It was great hockey.
Yeah, it really was. And I think it sets a precedent that this sport is growing at a rapid pace, and you couldn't be happier for it. I think that, I really think that if America would have won, it would have set a narrative, and people would have been flocking from the NBA to come watch NHL hockey, especially in time for the playoffs, because it seems to matter way more right now, which is really, I've really been excited to see it. But look, again, all props to Canada. When I saw McDavid in the slot, I knew it was over. I was like, it doesn't even matter if he gets the puck or not. It's done. Can't believe we let him in the slot. But hey, we had a lot of great chances in overtime. Jordan Binnington stuffed them all. Can't believe that he somehow is a pumpkin in the regular season and then does that in international play when it matters.
The guy's a gamer for big games. That's, you know what I mean? And there are certain players and goalies that regular season doesn't really mean much to them, I guess. I don't know. But in the playoffs or big games, they turn up and, like you said, Binnington was unreal, especially in the OT. Like, he made some big saves. Yeah. It was, you know what? And there was a lot of doubt, like just speaking with friends of mine and stuff like that. Oh, I can't believe they're starting Binnington and stuff like that. And then, you know what? Hey, let the coaches do their things. They know what they're doing. That's why they're there. And kudos to Canada for taking it home. All right, I got to take this off. It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
A little toasty in here. But I want to put that on before we started the old show. You know what I mean? And
to gloat.
Yeah. I'm not going to rub it in too much. I mean, listen, it's our sport, okay? That's all I have to say. You know what? It's our sport, still is. And that's all I have to say about that, okay?
We'll see. Hey, give us a few more World Junior Championships, and we'll get it going. Yeah, so
hey, listen, you forget who's coming up in the ranks. You know what I mean? We got McKenna. You see his last pass? Did you see that? Oh my God. Okay, so then McKenna. Then we got Landon Dupont. Sorry.
Better yet, did you see him commit like war crimes against that guy, against that one guy on this? Did you see him just break his stick off on somebody's leg? He is a mean guy. Oh man.
Well,
I'm gonna be real with you.
That's exactly what you want and you know what you want, like I've always said this. I said when a talented player has a little edge to them, like that's the best combo you want. You know what I mean? Because typically, I'm not trying to be too, pigeonhole players, but typically the high-end guys aren't too, rough and tumble in the corners and stuff like that. But he's got a little streak to him, and I love it.
I will say, of all the prospects coming up, he reminds me the most of Crosby, even more so than McDavid does. Not McDavid, even more so than Celebrini did in terms of just play style and also just kind of the way that they carry themselves. Sid was also that mean, dirty player that you just hated to play against. But when he was on your team, he's somebody that you really enjoy because of how smart they are and just how much they can piss the other team off. I've experienced it all my life as a USA Flyers fan, but hey, I mean, at least you got him for international in Canada. But like, that's what I see when I see Gavin McKenna, and he's going to be an excellent prospect. But that's another draft away. We're talking about it. We're talking about this draft this year.
We're going to have fun with 2026 draft. We'll talk about that later. But I actually we were talking. What's the Michael Misa tracker at there?
There you go. Yeah, I
Right?
did want to bring this up. Look, people aren't talking about it. People are not bringing this up, but the Michael Misa tracker, we keep it going. Currently, 22 games, point streak. He had 1 goal 2 days ago against a Windsor game that you were at, and
Yep.
again, he only scored 1 goal. It's a shame, but he's had more multi-point games than he's had 0 point and 1 point games. So give the guy some credit. 52 points, 24 goals, 28 assists through 22 games.
Sicko.
That is ridiculous.
Sicko.
It stays ridiculous. It's
Sicko.
insane.
He's actually turned it up a notch. Like, you know what? He's actually gone
Super
bonkers
Saiyan.
in the last, like the last 20, like you said, since the World Juniors, he's absolutely torched the OHL. Like, it's not even funny.
I have my friend at Recruit Scouting. Let me give him credit. Austin Kelly came up or found this little or made this little graph here that I'm going to send to you. You can put it in a post. And Michael Misa has gone from a 1.8 points per game in November to December to a 2.4 points per game since January.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Talking about Misa, so like I said, my buddy's kid plays on Saginaw, so me and him sat together up in the nosebleeds. You can't find a bad seat in the WFCU in Windsor. But anyways, talking to him, and he just started talking about Misa. He's like, I'm telling you, he's like. And this is a guy who's played in Europe. He's played semi-pro. He's a hockey guy, right? He knows his hockey. And he was telling me, he's like, Misa has turned it up a notch. He's reached another gear. He said, like last year he was really good. He said, but this year he is a beast. And I didn't say nothing. I didn't, kind of stoke the fire. He just came out and told me that. And yeah, you know what? It was, they got shellacked by Windsor, but Oki got pulled after 4 goals. He didn't look too good. But my buddy's kid scored first goal of the game. My buddy's kid scores first goal of the game, and he was walking up the stairs because it was like 7 seconds into the game, and his kid scored a deflection. And he's like, do you see the goal? I was like, yeah. I was like, did you? He's like, no, I was walking up the stairs, going to take my seat. I was like, oh, it's too bad. So
there you go.
But yeah, it was awesome.
No, that's good. Yeah. Someone told me that like Michael Misa is playing like playoff level hockey in the regular season. So look, we glaze Michael Misa a lot, but guys, it needs to be emphasized. He is just playing a different level of hockey right now.
Oh, hey, that's another guy for the World Juniors. You keep on talking about the World Juniors. Watch out.
Who knows if he even plays? Maybe he's playing NHL hockey next year.
You know what? There's that possibility that he might make it the jump to the next level. But yeah,
I'm in that camp.
Yeah, so I've seen him a couple times in the last 2 weeks, and the guy is just like I said, and all my buddies, they're all like, "Wow, this kid is just unreal." And I don't think they realize, what kind of point production he has, and the things that he's doing, especially in the last 22 games, like you said. So yeah, Misa is going to be fun to watch. All right,
100%.
We're going to move on to what we're going to talk about today. We're doing a little 1v1, Victor Eklund versus Anton Frondell. So I know that, before we started the recording, you were saying that, you've watched some tape of Anton Frondell and you've kind of admitted that, he might be someone to look at, right?
Yeah. I will say that initially I was a bit I wouldn't say bashful, but I would say I was initially like kind of lower on Anton Frondell than I probably should have been. But he's played great as of late. He's been an excellent prospect. The main thing that I want to take away is that just like I was a little bit wrong ranking him outside of the top 10, but I still think that he does need to be examined a little bit further. I feel like people are looking at this current streak and being like, oh my gosh, he's playing an excellent amount of hockey right now. We can just talk about his point streak. I mean, he has 17 points in 10 games. That's going into the playoffs.
10 points in his last 5 games, even though he didn't get a point the game before. So, I mean, at that point, he had 10 points in 4 games before he went scoreless last game. And then Victor Eklund, you said, has 12 points. He's got 9 game point streak right now, 12 points. So the boys, the 2 boys are putting up a clinic right now. Like
they're buzzing. They're doing everything they need to do to get Djurgardens into the SHL and out of the Allsvenskan, because they have relegation in that league, just like in a lot of soccer leagues. And again, they're getting a lot of help from Theo Stockselius, who is another prospect. But look, it's the Frondell and Eklund show over there, and they are fantastic teammates. And boy, would I love it if a team went up and just got both of them somehow. That would be electric.
Oh.
But again, that's the nature of the beast. They're probably going to get separated, and hopefully one of them, specifically my guy, is a Flyer eventually. We'll get into it. We got to talk about this because as I have caught flack for, and I've heard repeatedly over the past like couple months, I have Eklund over Frondell. He's my guy. I think you have a lot. I guess we'll get into it, but I have Eklund over Frondell. You have Frondell over Eklund, and that's the whole point of this. We're debating the merits of each's case, and we're just gonna determine which prospect is better.
Yeah. So you know what? First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna show some stats here. So we're gonna do Victor Eklund first. Check out these numbers for an 18-year-old in the Allsvenskan. 28 points in 38 games. Not too shabby at all. So yeah, you know what? I think that so we'll talk about Victor Eklund first. And before we start, I have to show this clip because this defines Victor Eklund at the World Juniors against Kaz. So this is him along the boards here. So he gets knocked down. Watch this. Kicks the puck out. Watch, fighting right behind the net, getting pinned up, fights, and then kicks. Watch, and then they score. Like, come on. You're going to see it from this angle here. So that's him against the boards again. The kid is like, he doesn't give up. Like the compete in this kid is, 10 out of 10. Like, honestly, I haven't seen a prospect with that much compete in a long, and I'm going to show you more clips of him and in the Allsvenskan of the compete and the work. And the kid is just unreal. Like, in terms of compete, yeah, he in the entire, they say Carter Bear. I'd say Victor Eklund's probably number one in terms of compete in this entire draft. The kid is just, he does not give an inch. Like, honestly, I love his compete level. It's unreal.
I agree with you. It's not even close. Victor Eklund has the highest motor in this entire draft. And as we saw in that last clip there, you think about him, he's 5'11", 161 pounds. He is not 161 pounds by just looking at that. Do you see this guy's muscle? He is pushing. He is literally just, you can see the curl, the bench curls getting up in the gym. You can see that. He literally just does that in that clip. This guy is an absolute force. He is a complete opposite of his brother, who was all skill, was all flash, and was all goal scoring and all like this playmaking aspect, which Victor Eklund has. I'm gonna really make a case for how good of an offensive talent that he is. But what can't be said is this guy is just unreal along the boards, unreal in open ice. I have seen him go after 6'4" dudes in the Allsvenskan. He's 5'11" and he's listed at 161. He's definitely not 161. All right, let's get. I can't wait. I can't wait till testing. Yeah,
he's definitely heavy. Let me show you another work one here. So here, look at that. That's him at the bottom left there. So let me replay this again. So number 38 there. So he's right here at the bottom left, and then watch this. Boom. Doesn't give up. Doesn't get and then he steals the puck. The kid is. I got so many clips. Like I said, we don't have enough time. But just like they say, dog on a bone. He's like a wolf on a carcass. Like, he just, guy's seething at the mouth when he sees pucks that are not his. He's kind of like the Happy Gilmore. That's my puck. No one touches my puck. He's like that. He's crazy. I love him
very much. So I'll take you one step further. He's like a falcon. Like he hunts pucks like almost better than anyone that I've been watching. And he's in a men's league. He is in a men's league. And like Michael Misa is also a really good back checker, a really good guy at pressuring defenseman. But Victor Eklund, I think, does it better, and he does it in a men's league. And it's really just impressive to watch. He'll go after people. He's a very technical defensive mind, and he'll just, even if he doesn't get the puck, you'll feel it physically. He's gonna go after you a little bit, and he's gonna finish with some English on the on the glass. So you gotta respect his game. Looking at what he can bring physically, just physically, the two-way style of play that he brings, the defensive mastery that he brings, along with, again, we've talked about the point production. We'll get more into it. How are you a GM and not looking at this guy? I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what we're looking for. This is a great like little glue guy here who's just oozing confidence, oozing just I want to hit somebody. That for me, as someone who used to play football and plays hockey and loves the physical style of hockey, I look at that. I'm like, this guy is going to transition seamlessly to North American ice. I really love what he can do.
I think his size is kind of one of the deterrents right now. I mean, he's listed at 5'11", 160 pounds. I mean, even if he's, we'll say between 5'10" and 5'11", okay? Because I don't know if he's 5'11", but and then even if he's 170, 80 pounds, he's still kind of small-ish. You know what I mean, for the style of play that he's not. Because Misa's 6'1", 195 pounds. That's a big difference. You know what I mean?
That's a difference of 2 inches if we're willing
to
respect.
The NHL cares about that, though. The NHL cares about that.
But you see someone who's playing 2 to 3 inches, 30 to 40 pounds heavier than they actually are listed at. That's something that I'm seething at the mouth for. I want to see that. And like, in all honesty, we're talking about 5'11". This kid is still 18. He can still put on maybe a foot. We still don't know because again, he hasn't been officially measured at the. Again, that's going to be a whole thing. If he comes in at 5'10", under 180 at the combine, that's another discussion. But for right now, for what he's listed at 5'11", 160, he's not 160. Let's be real, guys. He offers a ton of potential. He offers a ton of just grit, truculence, pugnacity, as Brian Burke would put it. I really love that aspect of his game. But I do want to get into the offensive upside because I really think
let's roll some clips here. Let's roll some clips.
So this one is from the World Juniors as well. So he is number 18 in all these clips, and he tips the puck there. He was, again, working along the front of that he can be the net front's presence there. So here he comes. He's going to bowl through right there. He makes that hit right there. Boom. Yeah. And he gets open for that hit right there. He's a very smart off-puck player. Yeah.
That was unreal.
So here he comes up here. Fast skating into the zone. Looks him off. Shot gets blocked, but he finishes it there. You'll never see this guy not follow up on his shots. Very strong player. Here's another goal. Here's another goal right here that he's going to get. Works along the boards here. Passes it out. Then this is Frondell who makes a great pass to him. But that shot, stick side, beautiful.
I got that video too.
Oh yeah.
So let me show you.
You're gonna have that for Frondell, right?
Yeah. Let me show you. Another one here, Victor Eklund. So watch this little toe drag. Oh, misses the net, but watch. Stays with the puck like you said. It comes back out and boom. So that whole play, he could have gave up on it, but there he is. And that was an OT. Victor Eklund in the house.
So yes. Basically my final thoughts, just to end it off, and then you can talk about Frondell. You get an unreal two-way player, someone who is putting the work in, who is out muscling, he's out playing, he's got the heart to be in it 100%. But he's also got the offensive upside too. We all know who his brother is. He again is a similar stick handler to his brother. He can distribute like his brother, but the shot is really something to talk about. It's one of the most underrated shots in the draft. I also think his skating is just really tight as well. I've had Victor Eklund in and around my fifth overall discussion for quite a bit some time right now, and he doesn't look like he's going anywhere else. So I love Victor Eklund. So let's bring on Frondell. Let's see what he does. He's got right.
You know what? Listen, it's my turn to talk about Mr. Anton Frondell. So we got to remember that Anton Frondell is an 07. Victor Eklund's an 06. I always like to include that. He's got 22 points in 27 games, and he's 6'1" and 200 pounds, right? So right then, we're younger, we're bigger, and I think he's got a little bit more offensive upside than Eklund. That's my personal opinion. But I mean, listen, he doesn't have that motor that compete like Anton Frondell. I mean, like Victor Eklund. No one does in this draft, okay? But at the same time, It is. So I'll show this clip here. This is the old sauce and goal. Wow. Did you see that? I don't think
Oh
that's the
yeah,
same clip as the one you showed, but
it is this.
check out.
It is the same clip.
Is it? Watch the sauce
Yeah.
here. Woo! And then the boom. Yeah, you know what? I think Eklund definitely has a great shot. Like he beats the goalie one-on-one here, basically. Look at how big that goalie is. Wow. And just boom. Yeah. So that's a combo right there. In terms of, I think that Anton Frondell is a better playmaker than Victor Eklund. Victor Eklund's a better shooter. But Anton Frondell's got a great shot.
I actually feel I feel the opposite. I actually think that Frondell has the better shot, and
one-timer.
Eklund is
That one-timer. Yeah. The one-timer on the power play is unreal, but Victor Eklund's got a great snapshot. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, but Anton Frondell's one-timer on the half wall there, yeah, he's deadly on that. Actually, here, I'll show you. So this is him setting up, and boom. Oh, that's unreal. Yeah, so here he dishes it off. He sets himself up. He knows exactly where he's going, right inside the circle there, and then just tees one off. So yeah, I listen. They're both high level players. They're both playing in men's league. Like I said, Frondell's a little bit younger. You give the edge to Eklund in terms of what's that?
I think Eklund is an October 03, and Frondell is a May 07, which would make him about 7 months younger. Yeah, 7 months. Yeah, so it's crazy.
I always looked I always look into that. And now let me show you one more clip with the stick handling from Anton Frondell right here. Look at this. Hello. Wait, and then just buries it. You see? Let's watch it a little bit close up here. So he's I'm going to wait a little bit, and just snipe show upstairs. Let's see one more angle just to look at this. Whoa. Woo. Oh, come on. Oh, wait, we got another angle here. I'm just going to keep on.
Fourth.
Hey. We can't go wrong. When it's that pretty, you just got to keep on showing highlights. That's how it goes,
Exactly.
But, I digress. Both of them are great players. Like I said, I have Frondell a little bit higher than Eklund. Personal preference, he's bigger, he's younger. And I think that he has a little bit more offensive upside than Eklund. But Eklund's motor, like, you can't go wrong with Eklund in general. Like, he's going to play in NHL, and he could play, first, second, third, fourth line. You can put him anywhere in the lineup and he'll succeed, which is nice. So, you saw it at the World Juniors, and yeah, they're both great, but personal preference, I like Anton Frondell.
Of course. Yeah. And again, he's been a tremendous prospect. Little insider trading secrets for the people who watch the show. Frondell has climbed at least into my top 7. He's been fantastic. I have them essentially not I wouldn't say like they're next to each other in the rankings at this point. I really think that they're both it's really close between the two of them. That's why I wanted to have this discussion, just again who is like kind of edging who at this point. But Eklund's my guy. I see exactly what he's dealing. Again, he's dealing with. He's a bit older, quite a bit older, 7 months older. He's a bit smaller size wise. He's got to bulk up a little bit. But to me, I think he plays the same height as Frondell. They essentially they box in the same weight class, even though one's significantly heavier than the other one. And that shows a lot of character to me. That shows a lot to me. And I really take that into account. However, let's end this off. Let's go through the 5 traits that you measure. Again, skating, shooting, passing, puck control, and compete. And then we can maybe add IQ if you want. And let's just, who do you have for each trait?
Okay, so I give the edge to skating to Eklund by smidge, but I think that Frondell is younger. I think that he still has to kind of grow into his body. Frondell kind of reminds me a little bit of Leo Carlson.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that. Yeah, absolutely. Like I still will give the edge to skating to Eklund. I think he's a much better skater. But Frondell has gotten a lot better. He showed us a lot last year, and he was dealing with some leg injuries, but he's kind of brought it back, and he's looked significantly better. His stride has increased. I just kind of want to see him move his feet more, but he looks similar to Leo Carlsson, who, by the way, when he was playing in Sweden and I was watching him skate, like, and then once he came over to the NHL, he was a significantly better skater. Like, he's one of the better skaters in Anaheim right now, and they've got a lot of young guns there.
Yeah.
So I really do like the Leo Carlsson comparison right there, but for that reason. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Eklund on this one for skating.
Okay, so then shooting, I'd say that they're kind of even almost. I don't like the one timer is better from Frondell. The snap is better in Eklund, but I wouldn't say that they're both. There's not a hindrance to either one of them. Yeah, I wouldn't say that one is significantly better than the other. So I kind of say it's even-ish, just different.
Well, I both think that, like, again, I kind of agree with you where they're very similar, and like they're very incredible parts of their game. I would say some of the strongest parts of the game. I think Frondell has a leagues better of a shot. I've watched what he's done snapshot wise. Again, that was his main calling card going into the year. Like, when I wrote an article about him back in August, I said Anton Frondell, in quotation marks, the next the Swedish Austin Matthews, question mark. Okay. Like, trying to get some clickbait, but no, but he's got an excellent shot. He's shown it off. A power play one-timer. Love it. But I've seen in the slot, he's got a great snapshot too, and he can shoot from deep. And
they're both good. Like,
they've got some good shot selection. But I do prefer on Frondell for that one.
Okay, well, there you go. Okay, how about passing?
This one, I actually am going to give it to Victor Eklund, despite that incredible.
You can't give it. No. Because
I will. I'm
going to argue a point here. So I'm going to say that I'm going to give it to Frondell because he kind of reads the ice better than Eklund. I think that Eklund is a good passer, but I think that Anton Frondell has a little bit higher IQ than Eklund. So I think that if you look at his pass selection, I think is better than Eklund. That's my opinion.
I think some of the creativity that Eklund employs along the wall and kind of to start transition makes him a better passer. I think in neutral ice, absolutely, Victor Eklund makes a lot of better passes. Maybe Frondell will make some better passing decisions in the offensive zone, but I think wholesale, I think Victor Eklund's vision in the neutral ice and when breaking the puck out can't be beat. And for me, that makes him a better passer in my eyes. I think they're kind of similar in what they do offensively in the offensive zone. But for me, from what I've seen from the games that I've watched, I really think that Eklund has the edge here. So
okay, well, so we're opposite on that one.
We're
too.
At odds there. We're at odds.
And then a couple here. And then puck control. I'm gonna give that to Anton Frondell too. Like, you gotta give it. He's got the hands. He's got the Leo Carlsson hands, man. Come on, and you're big like that. You can use that stick to kind of, draw in.
It's close. I'll be real. It's very close because I really like Victor Eklund's hands too. I really do, and I've been praising them a lot. But sometimes he tries to do too much. And Anton Frondell, he's a little bit more careful. He's a little bit more of a cautious stick handler. So just barely, I'm going to give it to Anton Frondell. But I think both of them have a really high potential to become a really solid stick handler. I think Eklund, I mean, I'm kind of being like, hey, I've seen the smoothness that his brother could stick handle with, and I'm seeing him stick handle and try some really incredible things and do well at some, not do well at some other stuff. But I'll give it to Frondell just because, again, he has a higher conversion rate, I'd say. So
all right, and then I don't even think we need to talk about compete because that is pretty much. Like I said, Eklund's the top dog in this draft in terms of like just his motor, his compete. I love and it's like every game. Watching games, like I literally before we went on, I watched the last game there, and I think that it was like maybe a period and a half I watched, and just the takeaways that he got just in that small pick frame, it was unreal. Like the kid is, I love his work ethic. Yeah, he's great.
You gotta love someone who's brilliant on defense, and that's definitely Victor Eklund. But I will vouch for Anton Frondell.
Oh no,
his compete has gotten significantly better.
It's improved.
It really has. Yeah. I saw him lay a hit the other day. Oh gosh, I can't believe I forgot the clip, but it was against Shodalerte in it was literally on Friday. He laid a hit that took someone's soul away. It was unreal. He can lay the body, and if he shows me more of that, I'm gonna hey, it's gonna get even closer. But
there you go.
his compete has gotten better, but again, it's no contest. We're talking about compete. So, do you
I
want to talk
love it.
about IQ?
What's that?
Do you want to talk about IQ about this, or
I
are we
mean,
settled?
I know. We'll keep the 5 pillars. We'll keep it simple.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, again, this is kind of more for everyone else to decide. I mean, you're on Frondell's side. I'm on Eklund's side. So, again, guys, talk in the comments. Have this
Yeah.
debate.
Let's
Let us know
get some
who you
follower
think is
questions.
better.
Actually, that's going to be our next segment. We're going to segue into that
Yes.
right now. We got our follower questions. The first one here is a pretty good one. You got it?
Well, yeah, it's just them being very nice. I appreciate it. They basically are just saying, I can confirm this is the best team up in hockey YouTube history.
Hey,
Right?
well,
Gotta love
thank
it.
you, Ryan. Look at that. Just pumping our tires a little bit there, eh?
Yeah. Hey, you gotta,
Hey,
we appreciate some tire pumping,
appreciate
of
that.
course, obviously.
All right, we have a question from Be at the Course Golf Channel, who said, "Who would you pick between Beckett Seneca and Caleb Desnoyers if they were in the same draft?" Now, I've already I answered it in the comment section. What do you think? I want to hear from you first, and then I'll tell you my point.
Look, we have the luxury of hindsight, and also we've seen Beckett Seneca in his draft year +1 season, and it's really hard because he is. Look, in my opinion, Beckett Seneca has absolutely 100% earned that top 3 selection. Not over Demidov, but again, that's another discussion.
Yeah,
That's another discussion. But I think he's a contender for being the 3rd best player in this draft. And from what he's done this year, it's been excellent. Could Desnoyers also put up a season like that and also grow to 6'3", 6'4", maybe? Who knows? But as of right now, seeing the cases, and I'm gonna just kind of take this as like assuming what we saw from Beckett Seneca last year. I am gonna go with Desnoyers, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
I went with Seneca.
Knowing what we know now, it's hard not to.
Yeah,
100%. But let's say if I were in February 2020, February 25th, 2024, and I was measuring the two of them, Seneca, again, he wasn't showing a ton. He wasn't even I think he was barely point per game in the OHL. A lot of his value came in what he showed in the fire that he showed in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And again, like Desnoyers has showed more to this point, but given the benefit of like we've seen his draft year, I think Seneca clears, but they're very close. I think they play a very similar style, both of them, and one of them has better hands by far. But
yeah,
that's it. So I guess
I
Seneca, knowing what we know now, Desnoyers, assuming that they're both in the same draft class last year.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, I went with Beckett Seneca. I say he's got higher upside. He's better hands. He's a game breaker. Playoffs, like you said, we saw that. If Caleb Desnoyers torches it in the playoffs, then I'll be like, oh, might have to reconsider here. But as of right now, I'm gonna go with Beckett Seneca, and then let's see here. So what else we?
Yeah, I mean, I like this one a lot. This is a really funny one because again, I watch baseball as well. Desnoyers doesn't have facial hair on his face. His physical development is far to be over. So Desnoyers will play first or second line center, 6'2", 6'3", 200 or 215 pounds in the NHL, top 5 for sure. Not sure about the weight class there, but hey, he's gonna grow, and I love like bringing over the old fable from baseball. Don't draft anyone with a beard.
I think the NHL does that too. You look at some players and they got Jack Hughes is a good example of that, right? I mean, Cole Caulfield, like they look like little kids, and they still have room to grow, to physically mature. Lane Hudson, tell me, Lane Hudson looked like he was 12 years old when he got drafted. You know what I mean? And look what he's doing now. So yeah, I think that sometimes if they got that baby face, that there is potential for some growth and for them to mature a little bit. So yeah, I like that take. Like I said, I'm all about their draft year ages and stuff like that. And the young looking sometimes can help out.
You know who I think who is babyface of the year for me is James Higgins. That guy looks
Oh,
like he could be 15. He's like he's it's it like not I don't think he's even got peach fuzz. This guy is actually it's just he looks like a kid. So
yeah, you know
but
what?
yeah.
Hey, that was a good that was a fun show there, Link.
Oh yeah.
The debates
I
are
definitely
good.
want to do more of these. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you know
I
what?
definitely
We gotta find some players that are compatible and in the same kind of tier or draft range, and then we can discuss. But yeah, you know that this was fun, and I had a lot of fun discussing Eklund and Frondell, two studs this upcoming draft. Definitely both going to be in the top 10, and can't wait, Link. It's coming up,
we
baby.
100%. I'm super excited. And for everyone viewing, not only should you comment who you think is better and comment on other people's posts who think one of the other guys is better and then fight them in the comments, and we'll have a good old debate. It'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
But let us know who we should be comparing next round, because there's a lot of differences between me and Mark. We'd love to have a nice rough and tumble about another prospect,
Yes.
who we prefer better. But yeah, definitely let us know what you guys think about this one. This was really fun. I had a lot of fun preparing for it, because I was like, oh man, it's really close. It's a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah.
So I was about to be like, oh, Frondell, this guy, he's a softie. But no, he's been kicking it up. He's been making it. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun as always, Link. And so yeah, we'll be reconvening next week. I don't know if we're gonna do a 1v1 or I'll probably just do a prospect talk, but it's gonna leave us suggestions in the comments section to see who should we go 1v1 if there's anyone that you guys like, right? Link, I think that's probably a good way to do it.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good way to do it.
Anyways, that's it for today. Link, as always, New Wave Hockey. Go check them out. And we'll be back next week with some new content, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Cheers.